have somewhat of a really serious topic to talk about. And I don't know if I want to go about it now or later, but I guess I'll give my best rundown I can possibly. And it is a really serious topic. The last video I made was a really serious topic. But there's been a lot weighing on my mind recently, which is why I haven't had time to make videos, and this is one of the reasons. I've had a lot of changes in my life recently. I got my license, my car, lost my phone, got a new phone, became an official model, and then this has been happening, and I gotten out of a relationship and into a new relationship, and it's just been hectic as hell. And I've had almost no time for myself, just time for other people and other things, which is fine, because if I needed to make time for myself, I would, and I'm making time for myself this weekend, so it's okay. But basically, as the title says, I made a sexual harassment claim, and this is sort of my experience with that. It isn't my work, and this has been going on for quite some time. This man, I'm not going to say his name, I'm not going to say his girlfriend's name, I'm going to say anybody who is negatively involved in this situation. Basically, though, I know him longer than his girlfriend does, and they're about to have a child, and I've filed a sexual harassment claim on them, so that gives you a little bit of backstory and how this, is truly going down. So when I met him, I was dating somebody else, and at the time, I was pretty happy with my former relationship, and so this person would hit on me constantly. And I mean constantly. Every break, every chance he could, he would hit on me. And I would basically try to steer the conversation away from that so we could talk about video games or something else. And I would be like nice about it. And so I wasn't interested, because he would say things like I would be so much happier with him and I should leave my boyfriend for him. And he would talk about my ass and my thighs and my thighs choking him. And just all these other things, and I need to hug him, peer pressure me into hugging him every single day when I would walk past him for break. He would ask me to hug him, hold his arms wide open, so a few times I let him, and I will say that he is a pretty big man. I am 5 foot tall, and this was not a small man. This was a big man. He is African American, which has nothing to do with the situation whatsoever. If anybody wants to fucking say that it does because they're assholes, that's up to them. Basically, I would try to be as nice to him as possible and steer the conversation away from that, and it just never worked. And he would he stares at me constantly. He stares at tells me what shorts to wear, what shorts he likes the best on me, like all this fucking shit. And then someone starts working there, and they start dating. He finally gets somebody to fucking date him after, trying to hit on fucking everybody, me being his favorite target, apparently. And, basically, all the harassment type bull stopped for a good few months, and now she is pregnant with his child and has left second shift because of that. I don't know, apparently she's first shift now, whatever. And he starts doing all the shit again, mostly the staring and the lewd comments being asking me if my zipper was down, and of course it wasn't, and I would say something like, why are you looking? And he said, there's nothing wrong with looking, and I'm like, yes, there's something wrong with staring. And there's all these times I'd tell him I wasn't interested, and he'd make like sad remarks if I stopped walking in front of him, and like it got to that point where my best friend, who was friends with his girlfriend at the time, but we have found out things about her, about how she has backstabbed this other person, and she's just going to believe anything that he spouts into her brain, because that's the type of relationship that it is. But aside from that point, I tried to warn her before they even got into a serious relationship, when she was just saying that she liked him, or he told her that he liked her and whatnot, and I was like, look, all I know is he's a player, he's tried to be with me, he's tried to be with a bunch of girls, and nobody's ever fucking said yes to him, pretty much, and the only one that did was a lesbian, apparently. And then, so, I am now with someone who I work with, so he, and I am with another he, is getting practically super pissed off anytime he's staring at me or saying any like lewd comments, or he would say that there's nothing wrong with looking, and then the person I'm with would be like, there kind of is something wrong. And it just got to the point where the friend that cared about his girlfriend at the time, she doesn't anymore because of situations we found out. Anyway, she thought she was tired of me dealing with it, because I was just hoping it would go away, and that's all I ever did, was hope that it would go away, and I didn't want any backlash from it. I didn't want anything bad to come of it. And he was going to basically choose to pick a fight with this dude, and I finally grew some balls and fucking told somebody and filed an official sexual assault claim, and for the most part, everything went swimmingly with that. My boss believed me. Everything went great. And today I signed the sheet saying that everything went great. But I was alone because my current boyfriend was not at work today. And he pretty much caught me in the break room and saw that I was going in there. So he went in there, and we were the last two in there. And I was trying to put ice in my cup. And he walks by me and he keeps saying the word snitch over and over. Or he could have said snitches get stitches or something. All I heard was the word snitch over and over. It could have been either or. Point being, I had an anxiety attack because of this, because I was alone. A, B, nobody was in there, so I couldn't tell anybody as a witness. And I told my boss, and I told her that I wanted to talk to my on-site supervisor, because I get along a lot better with him, because he's the temporary supervisor. I get along better with him. I feel more comfortable talking to him about these types of things. I went to him to begin with. He is basically my favorite, person who's above me at this place. And while I'm crying, and I'm like, she's like, do you really need to speak to him? I'm like, yes, I'm scared. And she's like, why? Because he said something to you? And I guess she didn't know the full situation, but it didn't make me entirely confident as my supervisor. However, she sent an email to the big supervising lady, and she still had somebody above her, because this is like a multi-area plant type business, and he had somebody over her, and they had to talk to people. And later I come to the office, and I pretty much assumed that he had gotten fired, because they said things like, we cannot discuss how we dealt with the situation, because basically he did threaten me. He either said snitches get stitches or snitches. I told him he just called me a snitch a bunch of times. It could have been snitches get stitches, and he could have been talking to people about it, and they admitted it. I don't know. Basically, they investigated more, and he got fired. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but they're telling me I can't go outside by myself, and they don't even want me going outside with one person. They want me to be outside with a group, because in case he tries to come on the property again, and blah 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 blah. Point being, I feel safe when I'm in the building, but they don't even think I should feel safe when I'm outside the building, which is horrifying, which makes me also think that he must have said something to tip them off, or something must have happened, or they found out something that tipped him off into thinking that he's the type that would go for revenge, which his girlfriend is, because she's been messaging me on Facebook, and I can insert screen caps of what she said while marking out her name, whatever the fuck. The things that she said, basically, and what I've told her, and I've told her the complete and honest truth. I wasn't holding anything back from her, because I believe that would be wrong, because she has the right to know, which is why I warned her to begin with, but that didn't fucking work. Basically, she still kind of works there at first shift, and I sent the message she sent me to Dale for him to look at, but Dale is my on-site supervisor. I'm sure he doesn't care if his name is out here because he's one of the good guys. I've been horrified and scared and anxiety-ridden, and it's been handled. I didn't expect anybody to get fired. That was not my intentions. My intentions were not messing with their lives, because now she can't pay for her unborn child, which she probably shouldn't have had with this dude anyway, because I wouldn't be having a child with someone I had known for less than a year, and I know him for less than a year, and I know she knows him for 6 months. No. If you were an intelligent human being, you wouldn't be having a child after 6 months of knowing somebody. But, no, you can't have a IQ test to have a child, unfortunately. And she just wouldn't believe the truth, which I already expected, and I knew she was going to send me a message, and I sent her the complete and honest truth. So far, I am still horrified that they're going to do something to me. But, what am I supposed to fucking do? Honestly, I really, I've done all I can for the situation, and I don't know what I would do otherwise to prevent, anything bad happening from me, but I don't know how it would work. I don't know. This is just my situation so far. I'm sure that I will add little updates into this video. I will just upload an update video talking about the things that have been going on and whatnot, and see if things change. I'll just edit this, upload it, and it'll be, just letting you guys know that you should go talk to your supervisor, even though you think that the one who's technically right above you isn't going to listen. Even if they don't, there's someone above them that will listen and will care. And if they don't, you don't need to have that job to begin with, because the people I work, they cared, and that's all I can say is that I had a positive experience with telling them what was going on when I thought that I wouldn't, and I was just hoping for it to go away, and it's never going to go away, and you really do need to tell. I should have told people when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, when this shit happened to me. I'm just an easy target, I guess, which fucking sucks for me, but being an easy target, it's going to happen to you over the course of your life. I don't expect this to be the last time something like this is going to happen. You can say what I want about me not being, pretty or whatever the fuck, or why would somebody, even waste their time with, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit, okay? Point is, I know what's happened to me, and I don't know what else to say besides that. Besides, I had a decently positive experience with filing this claim and feeling safe. I really didn't expect anybody to get fired at all whatsoever. That was truly not my intention. My little fill-out sheet where it asked me what I wanted to get done, I told them I just wanted him to be separated from me as a majority as possible. Nobody, he works in receiving, which I don't, and I've never had any contact with anybody in receiving through work related items, and I wrote down that I only wanted him to speak to me about work related items, which would basically mean that he never spoke to me ever, which is what I would have preferred, but he couldn't listen, and I had an anxiety attack, and baby's fired. It's his fucking fault. She wants to say that it's my fault for getting the shit stirred, but it's not. It was gonna be reported anyway. Even if I didn't get the boss to do it, my friend was gonna do it, and even so, he shouldn't have fucking said that. It's his fucking fault. He needs to learn to be responsible for his actions, and she needs to learn to be responsible for her boyfriend's actions and deal with it, because she's gotta deal with the fact that she's having his child, and he doesn't know how to not be a player.